In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to start the home buying process when it comes to buying a home. And a lot of people, they're ready to buy, they want to do it right away, but they're not sure of that first step to take to be able to buy a home. Especially this year, there's so many buyers out there coming in on these low interest rates. So I thought today's video would be perfect for you guys looking to buy a home. I'm going to give you guys a step-by-step tutorial on what you need to do and how you can get in your home this year, 2021. So stay tuned. Hey everyone, my name is Stephanie Kabidi. I'm a realtor in the state of Pennsylvania. And before this video starts, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Go subscribe if you're not subscribed. Turn that bell button on so you guys never miss an upload. And with that being said, let's get right into today's video. Alright, so going right into it, I kind of simplified this process just because there is a lot of documents, a lot of things that need to be talked about, but it's harder to, understand them when it's just being all thrown at you. And I like to simplify the process to make it, easier to understand and comprehend. So the first thing you want to do is hire a real estate agent. That would be step one. And what this does, a real estate agent is going to guide you through the process, the whole home buying process, because there's a lot of work that we do behind the scenes that a lot of people don't see that. They just think we help people open the doors to look at homes and then we get paid, which is completely false. We go through all the documentation, talk about the negotiation, trying to get you the best deal and making sure you guys get into that home and making sure that it's as smooth as possible. Because there's a lot of transactions that fall through and don't turn out right. And we want to make sure that, I want to make sure if you're working with me, that everything is correct, everything is as smooth as possible, and we get you in your forever home. Now, the next step would be to get a pre-approval. And, I have recommended lenders. There's also, banks out there. You can work with a trusted bank that you have known for a long period of time. You can go with either or, a mortgage lender or a bank. All right, the difference between the two is, bank is only open Monday through Friday, and then Saturdays sometimes only for like a couple of hours. But if you're working with a mortgage lender and you need something right away on the weekend, they're able to help you. They're able to type something up and make sure you get it done. Especially in this market today, the buyers are, it's crazy right now with the competition so much on the buyer side. And if a listing comes on the market and you're not, pre-approved for that range and you want to see if you're able to get pre-approved for it, you can ask your lender up on a Saturday, on a Sunday morning, and they're able to type something up if the offer expiration date is, Sunday evening to get it done. Okay, so that's the difference with the time frames. You can literally go with either or for that pre-approval, but I do recommend a mortgage lender. And now, after talking about getting that pre-approval, I always like to talk about why you should get a pre-approval before you should even start looking at homes. Now, say we start looking at homes right after you want me to be your agent, and we find a home in the $300,000 range. You're like, I like this is the one, this is the place I can see myself living in. And then we get that pre-approval, and then it shows you're only pre-approved for $250,000. And you're like, man, we can't even go for that house. So it's such like a emotional roller coaster, and it's gonna hurt you. You don't want your feelings hurt, especially in the beginning of the process, Or it could go the other way around where you're pre-approved for $500,000 and you could be looking at a lower price point when you're in a higher price budget. You have a higher price to work with. So it could go either way. That's why I always recommend we get that pre-approval first, so we already know your price range, and then we can go on with the process. Now for step 3, this is the time where we sit down and we go over your wants and needs of, are you looking for a 3-bedroom? Are you looking for, 2 bath? Do you want a fenced in yard? Do you want a finished basement? So this would be the point where I figure out what you want and what you need, okay? Do you need a 2-car garage? Do you need, you want a 2-story home detached? So there's so many different things, so many different features that you may want, that you may need, that I'm gonna write down and make sure we get that done. After we have that price range you're looking in, we have your wants and needs, we have the area you're looking in, the location, then I can set you up on an MLS search. And what the MLS is, the multiple listing service. This service all agents have access to post their listings on, okay? So us real estate agents, we're able to see all the listings, and it makes it so much easier. So when I do set you up on that MLS search, then whenever a property comes on the market with your criteria, it gets automatically sent to you. So that's like the best thing about that, especially in today's market. Homes are staying on the market for a couple of hours or, you know, a couple of days. So you have to really go out and see the homes right away, right when they hit the market, or they could be gone next week. Now for step 4, I want to talk about the earnest money deposit. A lot of people are confused when it comes to that. They're not sure what it is, and is it like a down payment to the down payment? And it kind of is a little bit. So the earnest money deposit is what you're gonna take when you are making the offer, and you're gonna give that to the listing brokerage within 5 days, within 3 days, within 7 days, whatever many days you put on the agreement of sale. Typically it is 5 days for us, but what that is, it's just showing you have good faith, you are serious about putting in this offer, you're serious about going through and closing on this property, okay? So, you know, the higher the earnest money, the more serious it shows that you're willing to go through and you want this property. Now typically we say put down around 1% of the purchase price. So if it's a $100,000 home, the earnest money would be $1,000. $200,000 home, earnest money would be $2,000. But it's all dependent upon you. We have no say as real estate agents of you need to do this, you need to do this. It's all up to you on what you feel comfortable with. The time we make an offer. So you found a property you love, you really want to go through with it, you want this to be your forever home. So I would write up the standard agreement of sale, get the offer ready, get the earnest money deposit ready, making sure you have that in your account, and we'll take that out as a cashier's check when it is time within those 5 days. And we just have all the documents prepared. So when we do get that offer prepared, there are certain strategies that are going to help us win if there would be a multiple offer situation, just like how it is going on in today's market. And I want to talk about those specific strengths. I'm not going to go into so much detail because I have certain strategies that help my buyers win on home. So if you guys want to work with me and you're in PA, reach out in Central PA. But I do want to go through some certain things, whether it be like financing. And there are types of financing that do stand out within the rest, okay? So if you are coming to the table with conventional or cash, you are definitely going to stand out between the government loans like VA, FHA, and USDA. Now between those two, the thing that the government loans need are appraisals, and that's when a lot of the deals fall apart, is when those appraisal comes back and it's not right. So that's why a lot of them like cash or conventional, because they're straight to the point, they're not dealing with government, and it makes it so much easier. And I'm not going to go over the other strategies just because I want to be able to help my clients, and I know that doing the specific strategies that I have, it's going to really help them get into their forever home. As a real estate agent, I advise all my clients to get inspections. You never want to buy a home and you realize after you guys closed on it, there's something wrong with the foundation, there's something wrong with the roof, and you have all these repair costs coming back to you. And you can't go to the seller saying, hey, you didn't tell me about this, you didn't tell me about this. You decided not to get an inspection, so that's going to hurt you in the long run. So I advise all my clients, advise everyone watching this, that if you're buying a home, make sure you do get an inspection. And for this part, inspections in our area would probably range between $350, $450, depending on the house size, the square footage. It's going to be different in each state, but that's about it for us. And there are different inspections you can get. There's the regular home inspection, radon, wood infestation, lead-based paint. There's so many different inspections you can get when it does come to buying a home. Would be to submit the loan. That's when you would start the mortgage application. We get that into underwriting, and all the documents are being prepared and getting ready for closing. So that's more of all the paperwork stuff, but it's not too bad. What underwriting is, it's just the process that leads to final loan approval, and it will let you know if you're able to close and get the mortgage or not. The appraisal for cash and conventional, you don't need an appraisal, so it's up to you if you want an appraisal contingency. But for FHA, USDA, and VA, you will need that appraisal. And what the appraisal is, it's just giving an opinion of value of what the home is worth. Now, after the appraisal comes back, say it came back at value, that is perfect. Then step 8 would be receive the loan approval. So this is when all the documents have been prepared, and this is when you are ready to close on the property and your lender will fund the loan. And it does differ when you'll get that back. It could be 2 weeks before closing, a week before closing. So make sure you guys are aware of that. Now, step 9 is the process where you get ready for closing. And that is when the transfer of utilities start coming into play. That's when you want to purchase homeowners insurance. And during this process, I'm going to make sure everything is together, all the documents are prepared, making sure everything is running as smooth as possible. We're not having any pop-ups, that's going to mess us up with closing. So that's what that, time frame is doing, that time period. And a few days before closing, maybe like 2 days before, that's when I'll do a final walkthrough. Some agents like doing it the day of, but something could happen the day of if you're going through the walkthrough and you see that the electric's not on, or any minor things, anything major too, or the sellers didn't leave back the washer and dryer like we asked them to. And if it happened the day of, then it's kind of gonna mess up closing and we're gonna have to get all this situated. So I think it's better to do it a few days before closing, just to make sure everything is prepared, everything is ready for my buyers to move in. And after going through all those steps 1 through 10, I like to go over like a timeline of events, because with real estate, time is of the essence. So time is very crucial. If we ever miss a date on anything, the whole deal could fall through. If we forget to turn the earnest money in during the specific time frame, that could hurt the deal. If we are behind on the inspection, that could hurt the deal. Yeah, we could ask the listing agent for an extension, but if we're behind, we haven't even called them, that could hurt the deal. So you want to make sure whoever your agent is keeping track of everything, because I make sure I write literally everything down, all the dates down, to make sure we're on time and the process goes as smooth as possible. But starting with that pre-approval, you'll get it within 24 hours. If the bank or the mortgage lender is a bit busy, like in today's market, it may take a little bit longer, but that's okay. The next thing would be like the earnest money deposit. For us in the contract, it does say around 5 days. We're always able to change it. It's negotiable. Put it for 3 days to make your offer, stand out even more. You can put it for 7 days if you need that time frame to get it. The home inspection, it can take between 10 to 15 days. And this is all going to be different comparing on your market. I'm just kind of going off my market a little bit just so you guys are aware. And that's the Harrisburg, Pennsylvania market. Now for the home appraisal, it can take up to 15 to 25 days. You just never know, especially now everything is kind of backed up. So if you're looking to close in 30 days, it may be backed up to 35 days or 40 days, just because of how strong the market is right now and there's so many buyers. And now depending on the loan you're getting, that is going to show how long it may take to close. If you are getting a conventional loan, it can take around 30 days to close. But if you're getting a government loan, FHA, VA, or USDA, it can take around 45 to 60 days to close. So it can take a little bit longer. But if you are doing cash, it's going to be a bit faster than the loans. But that is basically it, going from step 1 to hiring the agent to step 10, having closing day of the home buying process and what you need to do if you are ready to buy a home in 2021. And so you guys know the minimum credit score right now is a 620. We do prefer you have a 640, and then if you do want to qualify for the first time home buyer program, that is a 660. All right, so make sure you guys are aware of that. You will also need 2 years of employment history if you're looking to buy a home. That is another requirement. And then what lenders also look at is your debt to income ratio, and that is on a monthly basis. Okay, so you want to make sure you're getting more money in than you have debt, because they want to see if you're able to have a mortgage and if you're able to pay that off. So make sure you guys are aware of that. And if you guys have any other questions at all, just make sure you comment them down below and I'll definitely answer them. Or you can DM me on my Instagram. The link is always in the description. And with that being said, make sure you guys don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Go subscribe if you're not subscribed. Turn that bell button on so you guys never miss an upload. And check this video out right here. I actually made this not too long ago about first-time homebuyer mistakes to avoid. So make sure you check that out, and I'll see you guys in the next video.